The two pictures on the right are examples of a foundation wall that is bowing due to pressure. The picture on the bottom left is an example of disintegrating wall due to years of water accumulation. The main causes of failure for foundation walls can be a number of things. The most common causes are a high water table in your area, water infiltration from overflowing gutters, improper grading around the foundation, and frost-related damage. But you cannot rule out the natural shifts of dirt under the footer of your house, or I'm sorry to say, poor construction. When you walk around your house, look for any conditions that can allow water to accumulate around the foundation. The picture on the top right is a downspout which is not taking water away from the house as it should. Instead, all the water that drains here accumulates directly against the foundation. Also, ask yourself if your yard is properly graded to the specs we talked about in the lot section. Are your gutters intact and unclogged? If there's a driveway or walkway alongside the foundation, are there large cracks that water can seep through, such as the picture in the bottom right? If you see large cracks in the foundation's wall, go to the basement and see if it runs all the way through the wall. If it does, the first call I'd make is to a structural engineer. When dealing with block or brick foundations, you may see small cracks from old age, as shown in the picture on the top right. If you do see these, don't panic. We are looking for long, horizontal, or vertical cracks that form continuous patterns, shown in the picture on the bottom right. This is especially obvious in block or brick foundations. If the footer has shifted or sank a little bit, a Z-crack may form, as shown in the picture on the bottom left. With block and brick foundations, you must also remember that your foundation walls have the constant pressure of earth against them. When you team that pressure up with water that constantly expands and contracts, these forces can cause your foundation to bow in and mortar bonds to fail. Use your awl to probe for signs of disintegration in the mortar and even with the bricks themselves. Make sure you check all sides of your house, but pay special attention to the side that receives the most weathering. Some houses have a stucco covering. This is a tricky exterior covering to inspect and can be used to conceal defects. So if your house has this, look for problems in the basement wall. Now let's talk about the columns and piers that add support to your house. These are usually made of rock, concrete, brick, block, wood, or even steel. Rock is usually found in older homes. As the ground underneath these homes naturally settles and erodes, a small space develops between the top rock and a support beam. Most people put a wooden shim in that space, but these shims can fall out, leaving air to support the weight of the house. Not good. If you have any column beams supporting your house, use a flashlight and shine it at the very top to verify that there is something in contact with the building. With the rest of piers and columns we'll discuss in the future, use your awl and begin by probing the base, then overhead to verify that it's secure to the building. Wood is very widely used, but most people don't realize that whenever wood comes in contact with dirt or concrete, rotting is only a matter of time away. Of course, treated posts last longer than untreated posts. Logically speaking, with daily changes in weather conditions, rot is the inevitable on the Earth's surface. The modern way to install wood columns is on a small metal platform that is raised a few inches off the ground, as shown in the picture in the bottom left. When inspecting your foundation wood posts, begin by using your awl to probe the wood. We're looking for obvious problems such as rot, cracks, and mildew. If your awl easily penetrates the wood surface, be suspect of a problem and consult a professional. Be cautious of posts with constantly shaded, brushy areas. Look for mud rings around posts in areas that flood, as shown in the picture on the right. And remember that posts in direct contact with dirt or concrete rot very quickly. If your columns are a combination, perhaps a brick or stone bottom half and a wood top half, Remember that these will react differently to the setting and shifting of your house. What about a house with a very low foundation? Your house may be so low to the ground that the floor joists are literally sitting on the dirt. As you walk around, observe the height of the foundation above ground level. If the foundation is level with or below ground, there's a good chance that your support beams are sitting and rotting in the dirt. This is definitely the case if your floor dips in any particular area as you are walking around the inside of your house. If there is a crawl space present, look for vents. You should have at least 2 vents for adequate airflow. Otherwise, you are sitting on one steamy hotbox in the summertime and speeding up the rot process. Also, look for skirt boards covering the foundation at ground level. If these are rotting, it indicates a problem with the support beams behind them. If there is new skirting present, be suspect. These may be concealing old rotted floor joists or sills. Last but not least is the issue of wrought iron supports and handrails. Iron eventually rusts when it's in direct contact with concrete. When you're inspecting this, look for 3 things. Check for rust at the welded joints between the railings. Check to make sure that there are screws or bolts to hold the support brackets to the walls, ceilings, or floors. And finally, people like to lean on stair or balcony railings. Lean against them to verify their safety.